Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2, where today, maybe we can finally make some actual progress on our goals here. I feel like I've been frustrated here, held in place for an awfully long time, but I think we've broken through. So the first thing we have to do is we have to finish off Charge Lock. This should be very, very easy. We'll just have Cat Rogers run over. Unfortunately, he might be able to retreat from me, and if he does retreat from me, that could be really annoying. Okay, that's enough balance of power that we could probably, with all of our stuff being at full health, we could probably just auto-resolve this.
The seas are mine. Gold for prisoners.
Somehow, in this auto-resolved version of the battle, the Warp Lightning Cannon was able to get only 20 kills, while this one unit of slingers got 189. That seems unlikely to me.
Outside of the break.
But hey, we're done with those guys. We have lots and lots of battles fought. I guess Cat Rogers is relatively new, right? Because we had to hire her recently to replace the other vampire captain we lost down here. Okay. So she needs to hang out for another turn and get replenished. Like, we really don't want to make any pushes from this area. We mostly want to hang out and keep ourselves safe. We want, once they're devoting more armies to dealing with Silostra, then we can attack. For the moment, I gotta figure out what I'm going to do with Bones McDonald here. What does he have in terms of recruitment structures for himself? He can recruit rifles, but not yet sirens quickly. So we probably... I guess I'm in a place that has a siren building, though. Yeah, we can just stay in place here. Although, actually... I want to make sure that we are actually in the reinforcement circle here. Alright. So I have about 15,000 gold to work with. What do we need? We need more melee, and obviously it would be great if we could get some sirens and keep them. I kind of want to grab a Necrofex Colossus for his army. I don't know that I necessarily want him to sit still for 2 turns, but the Colossus is pretty good. The fact that it's all raised up means that you can have a cannon unit that doesn't necessarily get stymied by small hills and stuff. Like, it's direct fire, but the height makes it not such a pain to use, and it is actually still pretty good at melee. All right, so we're gonna need 3 more. I guess we're gonna be sitting here for 3 turns. We may as well just make it all sirens. That's a pretty melee-heavy army, I guess. More melee than I have often been rolling with. But, you know, against the Skaven, I think we kind of need a little bit more melee, and the sirens are good at fighting Skaven, provided they don't get filthed on too much. All right, Silostra needs to get some replenishment on. Probably would be a good idea to get back to full health. Yeah, let's just go back to the Star Tower since we can't save Chupiatl anyway. It's already gone. Let's just chill out here for a turn. Okay, no changes to make here. We're still rebuilding. It is a shame that this place goes negative on approval by so much the instant she leaves, but at least we're getting the corruption a little bit under control. Alright, up north. What do we got going on up here? Well, first things first, you go resettle that. We still aren't actually all the way done with chaos up here, just mostly. Alright, so we have Karantkar once again, which means we can get our public order province going. Wait, that's not the one. This one. Alright, we have to rebuild that. And that. And this needs an upgrade.
Blood and plunder.
Okay, you're done replenishing, so the question is... how much do I think I need to worry about Craventail declaring war on me this turn? Because if I think he's going to, then it makes sense for us to take Burke Black up to Karantkar and sit in the reinforcement circle, so that Peggy Rains' weakened army is not going to get immediately obliterated by Skaven. Although I suppose... yeah, I would rather have them be able to take Slaver's Point than be able to kill... oh, I guess Peggy can't die anyway. She is rank 20. still, organizationally, we get a lot more out of this army still being alive. I'm going to keep these two together.
You dead curs?
And then, who else? Who else?
All bones on deck.
Cat Rains needs to put down a rebellion,
Kill and kill again.
which I think she should be able to do pretty easily. Not according to the balance of power meter. Well, her army is pretty bad. Do I maybe want to take a turn to rebuild this army a little bit? So they have some harpies, which would go down really quickly to all the pistol fire. They have no armor at all. They have a chariot. They have some horses. No, I think the game... I think the auto balance bar there is just wrong. Or the auto resolve bar is just wrong. I think we've got this. And then putting these guys down will... letting them recruit a turn before putting them down will mean we're in a pretty good spot as far as the public order of this region goes, for a moment at least. Having Cat Rains able to sit in the city until things get under control will slow down the decay. But we're not really going to be able to get things under control here until after we declare war on Tretch. Because 2 of the settlements in this province are controlled by him. Okay. Oh, interesting. Well, I just need to be able to project mortar fire into this spawn box a tiny little bit. So what we could do is take the mortars. Looks like we could move back a little bit. I also would like it if they weren't, if they were a little bit more in the middle of this opening area. Okay, yeah, I just need to be able to fire once or twice because that'll probably be enough to bait them forward. Okay, we'll do that. Let's have the melee kind of spread through. We don't have to worry about any artillery or explosions or anything. I guess they're probably going to have access to some of that Dark Elf magic, which means probably some explosions. Whatever, it's fine. And then, unfortunately, we do not have access to... Or we don't have good targets, really, for our deck droppers. I guess they're deck dropper bombers, though. They'll be reasonably effective, just held back and then used to fire stuff over the melee. Yeah, this should be fine. We have here Invocation of Nahek to make it pretty easy to outlast the enemy. Oh, I do have to watch those harpies, because those harpies probably would beat the deck droppers in straight-up combat. We have to be a little wary of them. And I don't know that it really matters who we're targeting with the mortars. But I suppose it would be nice if there weren't too many ranged. Oh, some of the harpies are creating a shield, which is a big meat shield for the other units. Alright, here comes the rifle fire. This should get broken down pretty quickly. Their riders have shields and everything. It's just not enough. Okay. I assume the pistols will be able to tear the harpies apart. Not quite as fast as I would like, you know? Alright, let's run the depth guard through. I suppose, actually, we could have the shanty running right now. Yeah, I mean, mostly this is working the way I thought it was going to work. Okay, they do have 2 units of Dark Riders. The other one is just sitting back here for some reason. Well, whatever. You guys not target the... Huh, that's weird. Why can I not issue an attack order on these harpies? They're just like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to attack the harpies. Honestly, harpies are such bad fighters. Probably this unit of pistols will just kill them in melee. I don't understand how you're supposed to use harpies. They seem terrible to me. The rest of this is working pretty much the way that we expect it to work. I don't know that we, like... I don't really have anything to do here except sit and watch. I guess we can move melee units up. I don't want to abbreviate our firing time too much. That's super weird. That chariot unit decided to not attack us. Just stand back and wait until the pole arms were in position. And then they came in. That seems like a crazy way to do that. Okay, here comes that dark elf magic. Yeah, we were just being slightly misled by the balance of power bar there. It was not, wow, that was a massive gunfire. Holy crap. Okay, the harpies are indeed having some trouble. Seems like we have defeated every one of their units in the field, absolutely everywhere. Well, now it's just a matter of getting them all to realize that they are beaten. Okay, they got a good cavalry charge in there. They managed to do a good job of waiting until I would be distracted. Oh, a close victory. Yeah, it was really skin of our teeth there. I mean, I will say, they lost fewer than 10 times as many guys as we did, so in that sense it was close. The number of orders of magnitude of our losses was close. This will probably be a pretty reasonable amount of gold we'll get from this as well. Which is good, because at this point we are making all of our money solely from battle. Running this many armies is extremely expensive. And unfortunately, it's not likely to get much better anytime soon.
Victory. Their value lies outside of the break.
Okay, wow.
Change them for plunder. Don't
Never mind that thing I said about the money.
all bones on deck.
Oh, how unfortunate for them. They retreated into the garrison of the
Lust
city.
is upon. Let's fight. Sheep shape.
Alright, well, that was a nice, nice quick way to get some skill points. We're definitely going to max out Drowned Dead. I want to try to get to Wind of Death as quickly as possible here. Well, actually, no, we should finish Ghostfleet. So actually, we probably want to be by the Venom Glade more than by Clark Herond. Clark Herond can take care of itself. Next turn, we'll be able to upgrade Venom Glade and then hopefully build walls around it quickly. Alright, so that's Cat Rains' contribution. O'Bones McDonald and Cat Rogers have already done what they're going to do for the turn. And Tommy Sealegs is over here looking for an army to join.
All bones on deck.
I suppose let's cancel one of these sirens. Yeah, I guess we ought to go for this, right? Even though it's very unlikely to work, because if I don't do it, Slicin is just definitely going to wound him. Okay. No big surprise there. So I'm just going to put that that siren back in the recruitment queue. Alright, we don't need to make any changes here. Although, it would be cool if the High Sentinel were producing more money for us. And then I guess we can install a money building here as well. I think we're done for the turn? That didn't feel like a hugely productive one. Yeah, I guess that's all we're really doing, though. Alright, let's see what they do with this particular Skaven army. I'm hoping that their plan is to sail out and attack the Star Tower. Because I would love to meet them on the sea. Once Silostra's army is replenished here, I will feel pretty comfortable just leaving the Star Tower. I think they have their defense well in hand, at least against a single stack. Oh hey, the Dark Elves are back. So now we have to... Like, do I want to go through Chupiatl? With it being conquerable is one thing. Like, I'm totally down to just take it back via force. But with me having to actually recolonize it because it got burned, I wonder if taking it over maybe like makes me a little bit too vulnerable and has me just sitting still for too long. Because she's going to need to put her army back together after the colonization, and that's probably more than one turn of sitting, even with our very high replenishment rate. I don't know. Yeah, it might be better to just ignore it and go straight after the other Dark Elf settlements. Because I really do want to get rid of Lokir Felhart's faction as quickly as possible. We were in such a good position to get it done, and then the stupid Chaos guys had to spawn at exactly that moment. Oh, you know what I haven't looked at in a while is our objectives. I don't know where we are as far as chapter objectives go, but there's probably a pretty big infusion of gold not that far into our future. Also, how many armies is this? This is terrifying. We should probably real quickly go over our diplomatic status with everybody, make sure we're in a reasonable spot. Because we might be able to weasel out of some of these wars with the Eastern factions, although then again, maybe not. The Wood Elves have been invited by the von Karsteins to fight against us. Sure, Wood Elves and vampires working together happens all the time. I do really wish that we'd gotten to focus on either the southern or the northern front one at a time, because we would have probably been done with both of them together by now. Being able to bring our full force to bear in one place would be very, very nice. So the Servants to Chaos are still showing up as roughly as strong as my entire faction, which does not make any sense to me, because we've killed almost all of them. There are like 2 armies left. One of them sailed off to the north to a place that we can't even see. Well, we're definitely taking movement range. Always movement range. Alright. Technology. What is the next technology? Lord Recruit rank is unimportant. Physical resistance up for rotting Promethean. You know what? Sure. Because we're talking about using rotting Promethean gunnery mobs against the Skaven. Oh! Right, that's what I was going to do. Okay, let's grab him, cancel these, and get rotting Promethean gunnery mobs. Oh, did I not? Did I not actually make it up to there? No, I totally didn't. Well, it'll be 3 turns before we can actually do that recruit. Alright, I guess put the Sirens back in the queue. Right, some of our rights became available again. I suppose we could use the Queen Bess right to make it more feasible for us to resettle Chupiatl and then be ready to fight again the turn after. The elves are certainly not ready to punish us for doing that. And then, with us owning Chupiatl, we'll have a little bit of land over here that we can use to get full replenishment. Although, I need money. Alright, hold on. Let's see if there are any useful battles that we can get into here, because I could use a little bit of cash. First things first. Are you pretty much ready to go? Yeah, you're in alright shape.
Admiral of the fleet,
Peggy Rains would like to sit for another turn. Can we attack these guys this turn? Chaos armies have been worth quite a bit of money so far.
Send them down.
Yep, and it is a completely trivial battle.
Their value.
Okay,
Side of them.
about 4,500 gold. That will, in fact, solve the problem I was having. Alright, Brick Black is level 30. We probably want to take a couple more of these. Like, we definitely need Masterly Splicing. Leadership and melee defense up for the Sirens is pretty significant. Oh, Henry Aldo is also leveled up. I guess he hits pretty hard already. He probably doesn't need more of that. He probably needs survivability now. You know, if melee defense is good enough for Robert, who's functionally invincible anyway, it's good enough for you.
Undead raiders.
If I get back on land, I would really love it if... Yeah, okay. I'd really love it if I couldn't get attacked by Admiral Tuern here. I probably could take him, but I'd prefer to fight him on my terms. Alright, you need to be in position to threaten Crone Hellebron. We do need to get the Twisted Glade leveled up. Well, hold on. One thing at a time. I do want to do this thing down here with Silostra. I think the Star Tower can hold against enemies on its own. It has an 18-unit garrison, and there's some pretty good stuff in that garrison as well. Yeah, they should be fine. Whoa, 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 whoa. I hate the fact that she always tries to go via land instead of via the shortest route. Well, all of a sudden, this is no longer a good plan. Alright, we'll just get up on land here. We'll ignore it. Yeah, so it was very obviously a one-turn move over water, so of course she tried to go the way that it was going to take 4 turns over land. Why wouldn't that be the way? Alright, you definitely want to just sit still. You... Yes, we're now comfortable spending this money. Yeah, I guess you just want to go to Hotek's column. It's nice that this region is now positive on approval, even when I'm not here to babysit it. And in fact, we can turn the taxes back on. That'll help us a little bit. I guess what I want to do is get over by Hotek's column. Oh no, that's a little bit. Alright, we'll just sit inside. We'll see what Hellebron does. She might just go to Clark Herond instead of worrying about any of this. And if she does that, then I will be bummed out, I guess. I don't really have like a good way of dealing with it, unfortunately. So O'Bones McDonald needs to sit for another turn, which probably means that both of them need to sit for another turn. Eve Hodgson is back, and considerably better at wounding people than Tommy Sealegs. Although something tells me... Yep. Something tells me this will never work anyway. We're all just terrible. Slicin' cannot be defeated. By any means other than wiping out the entire faction, I suspect. That's right, we're working on it. We're working on it. Alright, so Silostra is probably only a couple of turns away from killing off these Dark Elves. I think they only have 2 settlements now. Yep, they have 2 settlements. We can see them. I just take them over, then I can come back for Chupiatl or something. We're going to have to worry about Skaven armies in the area, not in the sense that they'll be a threat to Silostra, but in the sense that they will be annoying by taking back our settlements. The Exiles of Nehek are positively in love with us, although not enough to get a defensive alliance going. It's all that fighting common enemies stuff, you know? It adds up over time. Okay, we cannot not be... Actually... Wait, I don't even know where this dude is. He declared war on us like a super long time ago.
Do not sully my presence.
I was kind of curious, is there any way that we could get out of some of these wars? Where are the vampire factions?
Thou shalt treat me with the respect I...
So let's see. They're at war with, obviously, all of the Chaos dudes. The Barrow Legion, Greenskins, all of the vampires. That's it. Sorry, all of the pirates. And they're friends with vampires and dwarves and wood elves. Okay. We're never going to be able to get through that alliance then. Part of their response to each other, part of their bond, is that they all hate us together. They're all working against a common foe. So we just want to go around to places that do not have money buildings and install money buildings. Really cool if I was not broke all of the time. So the Puppets of Chaos are pretty much done for. We want to... It would be cool if we could take that guy out. Oh, interesting. She just went right for it, despite the fact that I have a full-sized army inside of that large settlement.
The performance will start.
Weird. They want peace. Remember, currently we're just at war with them, and I guess also these guys. If we take peace with them, they're going to redeclare on us, and they're going to do it soon. And when they do so, we'll be at war with the Vampire Coast as well, and I just don't want to deal with it, so... Refuse. Right now they're feeling weak. Yep, as always, their hero is immune to wounding, and then immediately wounds my hero. I know we're not going to be able to keep characters around in the south, which is a shame, but fortunately they are not strictly necessary. I don't know what these guys are doing. Behaving very strangely. And we are going to have to go to war with the Vampire Coast in order to get the Awakening. And I think Itza down here is also their only settlement in this part of the continent. But I probably will not redeclare on them until we have cleaned up the... Right, of course. The instant I leave, the camera back. Well, we do have to go back for that. Do I? What if I just let them siege? Because really, I'm over here right now just to eliminate these Dark Elves. Maybe I could let these guys siege the city for a couple of turns. They won't attack right away. Try to wipe out the 2 Dark Elf settlements really quickly, and then have Celostra head back at that point. This is really annoying, though. And, like, they should be amenable to peace. There's nothing that actually, like, there's nothing that we actually have in our history that makes them dislike me. They like players who have large empires. And they are losing armies over and over again with absolutely not only no gain, but not even really any possible gain for themselves. They should not want to continue this war. I don't know. We'll assess the situation here in about 15 minutes when the enemy turn ends. Main Warriors of Chaos faction seems to be doing quite well. Hopefully they can kill a bunch of vampires for us. I have once or twice seen it be the case that the Warriors of Chaos just get totally out of control and destroy the entire old world. I would not be opposed to them doing that here. That would be pretty good for us, actually, probably. I am assuming that this is all the Servants of Chaos doing. I don't think that they're escaping up there. I think those are actually destroyed. Very strange. Alright, Viola Drury and Lenny Sealegs are back. They will both fail to assassinate that guy and then get assassinated by him. So, exciting times coming for them. Celostra can't actually make it back to the Star Tower.
moi.
They won't attack right away.
This has my approval.
If I were to do this, it would cost 1,100 gold. So we wouldn't quite have... What is the cost of this right? 7. Okay, no, actually, we would have enough money. I wonder how much we could replenish. I'm just thinking that, like, it would be nice to have made some progress over here, but I guess it wouldn't hold. The moment we left, the Blessed Dread would just run over here and take it back. If I lose the Star Tower to the Khemri, then I have to take it back from them. To be perfectly honest, it's not even that I want it, but I really want them not to have it. I think we're going to have to go back. It is so annoying that every time I get anything partially accomplished, some group of enemies shows up from nowhere and forces me to back off. It is so terrible to have to actually own and control territory. Alright, let's put away this guy. This should be pretty easy to do with just her army, right? Yeah, it's just a bunch of Black Ark Corsairs. They are not well suited to the task of defeating us.
Get it done.
Okay, don't even have to do it manually. I really appreciate that.
Their value lies outside of the lake. Admiral of the fleet.
We'll just come back. I don't know that we could have Peggy Rains make landfall up here and push along the north side just to be a distraction. Let's let her replenish a little bit. We'll see. I'm definitely having Burke Black run toward Crone Hellebron. Let's see. We got all of our magic. We have the most important blue line stuff. We have immortality. Yeah, let's pick up a rotting Promethean for her. There's pretty limited value in having her be small. I'm not nearly as concerned with her like climbing walls or anything because she's not a melee fighter really. So the question is, do I think I could defeat Crone Hellebron right now, or should I let her attack? I mean, it's beneficial to us to let her attack, right? Because we get the benefit of the walls and everything.
Admiral.
Weak and feeble.
And then we could wait on launching our own attack until Burke Black arrives in like 2 turns. If she attacks us anytime before then, I think she loses. If we attack her in the field... I guess there's only 9 units in this garrison. If we attack her in the field, honestly, we'd probably be okay.
Orders.
There's just not a lot of value in going for what is not a sure thing when we could wait 2 turns and have Burke help us out. So yeah, you're just sitting still. O'Bones McDonald and Cat Rogers get to do stuff. Okay, in theory, this should be pretty likely to work. Oh my god, it actually happened. Okay, Lenny Sea Legs, you are my savior. I don't know that actually helps us very much, but but it was nice. I guess we could start working south. Like, taking the Temple of Kara is not super great for us because, you know, we already have it coved. It actually would reduce the amount of money we're making out of it, probably. But all of this stuff is Skaven, and we gotta take it back. We gotta take it for the first time. I have to reduce their income and food levels. I'm trying to think, like, does it make sense to go south, or does it make sense to go to the Temple of Kara? It probably makes more sense to go this way, as much as I don't want to have to deal with this. So the other 2 settlements in this region are here and there. Ah, man, we're gonna have a hard time holding this from the rebels as well. So give the Skaven something new to focus on, though. Alright, let's do it.
For the best.
I guess, actually, let's use... No, let's use O'Bones McDonald as the attacker.
What is your demand?
You just get close.
Strugglers.
Admiral of the fleet.
This will be a completely trivial battle.
Going.
We will lose effectively nothing here.
Strike now. Nullify us.
God, I really, really don't want to have to actually, like, own all of this territory. That is a terrible building. Get rid of that.
Where to?
Honestly, I don't even really want O'Bones McDonald to have one of those. What you need, my friend, is a scary ghost building. Although, also what you need is replenishment rate leading up to Necrofex Colossus. This is a little bit more important, I think. Definitely want denizens of the deep there.
The blood and gold.
To be honest with you, this is not the direction that I was really focused on when I said we were going to try to make some progress this episode. Geez.
Off deck. Move.
I'm going to have her run around up here and try to dig for that that treasure map on the north side of the island that we never managed to figure out. Because I could really use a big influx of treasure right now. Over here, if they don't attack this turn, they're totally screwed. And if they do attack this turn, they probably still are not in good shape. Although they brought some regiments of renown. They're really trying here. That annoys me. I wish they were not really trying here. We do not have the money to run the Curse of the Sea Mist, which is a shame. Yeah, right, whatever. God, I just want to be able to put Silostra on the mainland and have her go nuts. She would be such a force out there. Feels like she's just been fighting back waves and waves of enemies for such a long time. Like, basically, since we tried to leave Lothern with her, right? It's been falling back to fight armies of high elves coming out of nowhere, armies that they can't possibly afford to be running, and then don't you dare set foot upon Ulthuan. I swear to God. Your suffering will be legendary. There will be songs and poems about the things that we do to you if you dare to set foot on this island that we stole. Yeah, I stole it, but it's mine now. You can't have it. Oh, they just... Okay, well... That does make things fairly easy. Oh, also, for some reason, it turned the camera. I really, really don't like that. Alright, so now that they've done that, do I want to just maybe land on the beach north of the marks of the old ones? If we can land outside of reinforcement range of that settlement and just sit there for a turn in replenishment mode, well, I don't know. We don't get our full replenishment at outside of our territory, even when we're in encampment mode. So Silostra's army probably won't recover all of the losses in a single turn. I probably should have manualed that battle. It would have gone the way we have seen those go in the past, but it probably would have been fewer casualties. I think the auto-resolver does not take into account summoned units at all. And actually, you know, that would kind of make sense, because one of the things that I get most frustrated about, the faction that I get most frustrated about the auto-resolver when playing is the Skaven, who are pretty heavily reliant on summoned units, right? Those units of clan rats that you can pull up through the ground. So yeah, maybe the auto-resolver just assumes that you never summon your summonables. That would kind of explain why Silostra's army sees poor results. Frankly, Silostra can solo a lot of the armies we fight, though. So I'm a little worried about Tretch Craventail heading to Ulthuan. If he made it onto Ulthuan and then decided to declare war on me, that would be annoying. Not threatening, really, but annoying. So how would I want to deal with that? We do have the ability to summon an army very quickly.
I will lead by example.
Yet another temporary army summon. But I don't want to do that, obviously. Let's see. Marks the old ones. Maybe this is the time to just resettle Chupiatl. Oh, I'm in march stance here. Yeah, because they won't be able to reach us in a single move anyway. Let's resettle Chupiatl so that I'm getting... I know it's going to reduce the amount of people in my army temporarily, but I'm getting real friendly region replenishment now. And I'm going to run this, I think. 15% extra replenishment rate for all my armies. Okay, I think we must be at a replenishment cap or something, because I don't think that changed anything for her.
Not a star like moi.
Okay, Robert can spread public order. Looks like the Star Tower will hold for a little while. God, I can't wait until there's no longer any ubiquitous chaos corruption. Also, we are really losing money rapidly. Okay, so we managed to finish off spread corruption.
Admiral of the fleet. Move, you spy.
Okay, I believe we are in reinforcement range on this battle next turn.
Vampire of the waves.
Meanwhile, Peggy does what? It looks like we don't have to worry about elf threat from the north for the moment. Maybe what Peggy does is runs after Morlock the Blade here, just in case he is in fact doing the thing I think he might be doing.
I have sailed the world.
Because we sail faster than they do, right? We have a ton of movement range. And she could potentially drop him. In fact, I mean, like, we know she would be vastly superior to him in battle. Elysia never got built back up to level 3. Mistar never got its proper walls up. I gotta remember to do all this stuff. Unfortunately, there's no money ever. I really want to push inland. Like, we can make stuff happen with this army. I do not want to have to be fighting stupid Skaven stacks. But if he gets to Ulthuan, he's going to declare war on us, and he's going to just attack unwalled minor settlements that we can't afford to wall right now. And I can't really afford to quick summon an army. So that's going to be what that is.
That kind.
Okay, over here we need to keep pressing. So I don't love the way this area is shaped. Like, right, we want to pick up these regions to try to prevent this place from constantly rebelling. But if I do that, we're still attackable from 3 sides. There's a city to the west and a city to the east, and obviously lots of stuff to the south. They don't own the Pox Marsh. Yeah, there's no way we'd be able to hold all this stuff, right? A bunch of it would rebel and then be resettled by the Vampire Coast. Maybe that's fine, though?
Yes, master.
The Vampire Coast are a problem that I don't have to solve right this second, right?
You will.
Also, it's super weird that, like, they own the Temple of Tlenkan, but not any of this other stuff around here. And I don't understand how this happened. How these guys ended up being friends with all of the competition for land ownership that they must have.
Can and will.
Alright, let's go west instead. We don't really have a lot of options here.
Seas are my domain.
But at least if they go after the Temple of Kara, we'll have some forewarning before they hit any of our good stuff.
Wolves come.
Alright, we're going to try to represent that we are only approaching with 1 army. Oh, need to have 25% campaign movement range to adopt, and I have 23. I was pretty sure that said 25 when I finished moving. Okay. So we'll pressure Tlunchla here. Is this the capital of this region's over here. We can maybe come down the river. Man, I hate moving through the jungle. Yeah, that's going to be awkward. Lenny Sea Legs, I guess, can scout ahead. Viola needs to find some scrawlings of the ancients and dig near them. Well, I mean, these are ruins,
En
right?
route.
Right here.
This is a pirate realm.
Okay, this is a pirate realm, but apparently not the kind of place, you know, within that pirate realm where they would bury treasure. Fair enough. Now, let's see what these rats are up to. Also, while it sort of looks like the Forces of Chaos must be doing something up north, the Nagarond is still showing as having about as many armies as we have, and also being apparently completely unconcerned with defending themselves against chaos. So maybe things aren't quite as bad for them as it looks like. Okay, maybe he's not going to Ulthuan. I don't know where else he would be going, though. What else is out there for him? Maybe we should check and see what his diplomatic relations are? Maybe that fleet is going somewhere to hook up with some friends? There's another Skaven faction that starts down here, but I believe they got eliminated, right?
Royalty.
A defensive alliance. Yeah, you know what? I'll do that. We make a defensive alliance with them, it'll push their passive opinion of us even higher. It would be nice to have a friend. And I'm not afraid of them getting declared on by anybody that we're not already fighting. The only people over here that we're not fighting are Tretch Craventail's faction, and Tretch is already at war with the Exiles. So in order for the Exiles to drag us into a war with Tretch, they would have to they'd have to make peace, and then the Exiles would have to redeclare on them. And by the time that could happen, we will have redeclared on Tretch ourselves. I'm really worried that at some point these two vampire factions are going to get their stuff together and just show up at the shore of Ulthuan with 14 stacks of undead. Not that we couldn't defend against it, but it would be again a real distraction from our goals. Also, I really, really wish we had managed to take out all of these other Dark Elf factions before they had all confederated into a single united Nagarond. Because I hate this thing where we have the same enemy on both sides of us. So, notice over here on the map we can see significant areas that are not colored in. That means that those areas no longer have an owner because the Warriors of Chaos have rampaged through them and burned all of the cities. Now, they're not quite down to actual vampire territory yet. Oh no, I guess this dark color is the vampire counts. Somehow the Empire still exists. The Stuff Snatchers have shown up and are apparently going to be a problem for us. And maybe we need to have Peggy Rogers come down here, even though it looks like the rats may have turned away. We probably need to come down here and deal with that minor faction before they become a problem. Aminar has risen and is attacking the sea region. Okay, that does not have any real bearing on me. Alright, first of all, Celestra. So where does my territory extend to? Is it just right here? Yep. Well, we can move a little bit.
Siren of the storms.
Yeah, I want to be as close to... Okay, we are within movement range here. We could attack. I don't know that they'll leave their settlement, but frankly, I don't know that I care. I think I'm willing to take 33 units of them all at once. So that can be Silostra's next turn. You get to ride over here and support this battle. In fact, we can do it without even entering... Or we can do it without being in march mode, which is nice.
Rajon.
Standing by.
So we're going to push them off and then probably end up being 40 versus 40 here when they retreat back to their friends. Do you have the trait for defeating Helebron? Yes, okay. Doesn't matter who engages here, it's probably best for it to be Burke,
The sea brings
because
death.
her army is so much weaker. Oh, but it can't be Burke, can it? He won't be able to reach her. Okay.
March, you dead curs!
You can still get close enough to participate.
Wipe them out. Pistols and cutlasses ready.
As always, basically no replenishment. You know, assimilating Dark Elves into your territory is not really that helpful. Or into your military. It's not really that helpful. So they have Hagreen over here showing up with what honestly is not a very impressive army. All these large monsters are not very good against us. These guys could be a real problem, I think, if they would lean into their cavalry a little bit more. But single units of large monsters are not going to be the solution to their problems.
Admiral.
So we can actually reach to attack you. Can you? Okay, you will not be able to show up as reinforcements, though. That being the case, we probably just chill out near Burke Black.
I'm here.
He may as well chill out here.
Move. Wayland.
Maybe she will also believe that she can take on Hotek's column with an army in it, and she'll just walk over here and get ambushed and murdered. We should be so lucky, right? Alright, I think I am going to come down here and obliterate this,
Navigating.
what do you call it? I can't remember what these guys are called now. But this new minor faction. Because they're going to declare war on us at some point and try to take a settlement and then embed themselves in our island, and I'm going to need to stop that. Also, we can get some treasure while we're out here. And maybe, if these guys don't go anywhere, we can unlock another regiment of renown or two.
For eternity.
Alright, you need to scout ahead. So they're in the way.
No, you failed.
Do they have an army sitting in this settlement right now? I assume they do, otherwise this army would have stopped. No, they do not. Interesting. I wonder why they stopped to go into encampment mode just outside of the settlement rather than sitting in it. Well, whatever, I suppose.
Is it time?
Good news for us. They'll get their garrison, but that's fine by me. We should win that battle pretty healthily.
Corsair of the night. Move or get the lash.
Think we want to engage with O'Bones? Well, I don't suppose it matters much. Oh, never mind, she can't anymore. She lost a bunch of movement range. Oh, look at this cowardice.
What is your demand? Onward, crew.
Alright, and then if we're going to chill here, we may as well chill in encampment mode, since it costs no movement to enter, and it does have leadership and melee defense bonuses. How are we less positive on money than we were before? We're all like... we've actually been building money buildings and everything. Very frustrating.
I'll lash the stragglers.
Alright, let's come over here and maybe try to build or try to dig for treasure there next turn. Alright, if we were going to build walls...
Master.
I guess Elisali could use walls. Mistar should have proper walls. Alicia should get upgraded so that it even has the ability to have proper walls. Alright, I think we can do one more of our turns and the cycle of enemy turns after it. probably. Hopefully these guys will not declare this turn. Although... Man. Yeah, hopefully they will not declare this turn. If we can get the garrison building up, then they'll need to raid for a little while longer. And if they do declare this turn, then we will get Elisali back, you know, 2 turns from now or something. It is well in hand. Alright, come on. Tell me you are stupid enough to fall for this. Oh, it looks like they are. Oh, she ran right up outside of ambush range and stopped. Without piercing my ambush, by the way. Ostensibly, she does not know we are there. Now, let's see if Clan Pestilence goes for the offensive ambush. They do, and it works, as always. Boy, an attack there... So, like, if the ambush doesn't trigger, you're not on the hook for the attack. You can do the same thing that we've done previously. Look at the odds on the attack and choose to back off. But doing so would definitely kill this army, right? Because they would not have enough movement left over to back off and then get out of counterattack range on my turn. So this move really only makes sense if they're 100% certain that their offensive ambush will go off. Alright. Well, at least it looks like Tim's having a good time. Man, I hope we win this battle. If we lose Tim at this point when he's at level 19, I'm going to be very disappointed. Okay, once again, we have done this exact battle a number of times. Let's just do that thing again. So see, like, this is one of those things I was talking about not that long ago. We should be able to, having done this exact battle previously, get an auto-resolve bonus in battles that are that exact battle, because there is record of us winning, right? Want to be a little bit thinner? Yeah, more like this, I think. And all the rest of you can fall back to here, and we'll figure it out. I don't know what to do with you guys. Alright, let's see if they will, see how many of us can get back into position before they attack. Before they reach melee range. I'm gonna have him stand right here for the moment, so that when they bring up the summoned Skaven directly in the middle of our artillery, we have some counterplay. Okay, they brought them up in the middle of the melee, which is not super surprising. It is what they've done the last couple of times. Yes, kill the Doom Wheel. Kill it faster. More killing, please. Okay, would you maybe get over there and handle that? Let's figure this out. How do we want to do this? Well, we definitely need to retarget some of our mortars. These death globes have got to go. But it's very... like, I don't think we can not shoot at the storm vermin at least a little bit with them being all grouped up like this. You... So, Syrene's in... Yeah, the Syrenes are pretty safe from the mortars. Also, we could just use gunnery mobs because I kind of don't care what happens to them, which is harsh, but absolutely the truth. Let's have you lot all turn and fire at them, and then we'll have them wrap up and around. You know, we'll do that thing that we keep doing in this battle that we keep having to fight over and over and over again. So yeah, we'll just use the deckhands to try to slow these guys down, because the deckhands can certainly survive a little bit of mortar fire. And I'll have the Syrenes fall back a little bit, I guess. I don't really want to get flanked with them. Yeah, that'll do. Whoa, careful there, buddy. Try not to fire your big flamethrower directly into my own units too much. Okay. That's under control. Oh, sorry. Melee mode off. Okay, he is permanently broken, so let's try to get these guys wrapped up around the side here. They have a Gray Seer as a Lord, which is pretty good for us. Let's see, you guys can definitely just... I guess I could have kept these all selected, because we probably are just doing this, right? You should focus on the Death Globes. You should focus on the Death Globes. Let's get rid of them as quickly as we can. And then once there are no Death Globes anymore, focus in on their Lord a little bit. Now we'll go ahead and improve our Winds of Power Reserve as well. Hopefully get our elite melee troops backed off the way I've been ordering them to back off. What am I going to do with these hand cannons? I guess the best thing that we could possibly do with them is get them to shoot at the Plague Monk sensor bearers. They have like very little armor piercing, but Plague Monks have no armor, so that's fine. I don't know how we're going to manage that. You know, maybe I want this unit of Sirens to charge their ranged. We can probably make that happen. Get back on the mortars, you idiots. Okay, well, we made pretty short work of that. Let's have these guys all refocus a little bit on this Lord for the moment. These three can stop running and just start shooting. And I'm going to have the Necrofex Colossus walk up here and just start spraying fire down the line. Try to burn their Lord out as quickly as possible. No, never mind. You gotta do this. Actually... probably under control. Don't worry about it. We do have to be a little bit careful because they do have their anti-large over here. Give me one more big volley. See that break become permanent. Nope, okay. You actually don't have to chase them all the way off the map. Also, these Sirens are torn up. What were they fighting? Let's see, these are Sword and Shield Storm Vermin. This is gonna be a tough kill. We do not have a lot of good tools against Sword and Shield Storm Vermin. 3 of you. So what we really need to do is walk these guys around so that they can fire into this flank that we've established. Sort of accidentally established. Also, we're seeing a lot of real bad morale from our enemies here, so that's good. Oh yeah? Alright. I'll fight those guys. Let's see if we can get around here. This isn't even really about effectiveness. This is about trying to make sure that we are just reducing, or not about effectiveness in terms of dealing damage, but just trying to reduce their morale by firing into their rear flank. This is a pretty powerful anti-enemy leadership army that we have here. You know what? Never mind. Just shoot them. This is a great micro example of the thing that's been annoying me on the world map. Just like the way every time the plan's about to start getting executed, some nonsense shows up behind me and prevents the execution of the plan. What you doing?
Pirates of the undead! Slaughter! Powers of the deep!
Now, I don't think that shooting directly at the sirens is exactly what you were told to do. This, I don't know what this is. Yes, I've decided they have no respect for my orders at all. Okay, so those units are pretty much in flight. Wow, you guys have decided that you just cannot kill normal clan rats, huh?
Ahoy! At once!
Also, apparently there's no cooldown on the enemy version of this skill. You definitely cannot use it that much as a player.
Distractions!
Alright, well this is pretty much over. We're going to win, although the cost will be considerable. Real shame that there's just like nobody that we can really pull to go fight them. Okay, so their lord died.
Fleet Admiral!
The magic was too much.
Fleet Admiral!
And I think we're gonna win. I'm becoming less and less certain. Let's just get out of there, because you cannot survive that right now. I mean, it's sort of doesn't matter. Again, like, it would be great if Tim Fenn didn't die. Been sort of the center of our defense over here. Yeah, okay, I think we got it.
I'm here!
This army's not super critical to our survival.
Order, Fleet Master!
What is that? The unit of gutter runners just fired shots in every single direction simultaneously for some reason.
Pirates of the undead!
And sometimes enemies just do not care about your attacks on them. Also, can't help but notice that the grenade did not actually get thrown. These grenade abilities are really crappy. Yeah, see, this is my least favorite part of fighting Skaven. They all ran away, and then they all came back, and then they all ran away, and then they all came back. We still have lots of ammo, so probably it's not going to be a problem in the long term here, but it is very annoying. So who is most important to kill? I guess we got to get rid of these halberd storm vermin, because Tim Fenn and the Necrofex Colossus are both large, obviously. This lord is not large. So she could fight them in melee just fine, and she has a ton of health. Let's have you guys try to get back away from them a little bit. Come on. As soon as we see that little flag here, we go and refocus on their ranged. Yeah, the fact that nothing ever stays retreated is super annoying. Okay, so those guys are permanently broken. It's also kind of annoying that it's so difficult to select enemy units. I'm having a really hard time just like clicking on stuff to issue orders because it decides that I actually issued the order to something else, or...
Ahoy! Fleet Admiral!
Also, my Necrofex Colossus has been taking morale damage from literally nothing for a really long time. I hate that. Okay, there we go. We win. Lost my Regiment of Renown, though. And unfortunately, will not be resummonable for 10 turns, I believe. Tim Fenn survives. Probably this will be the battle that pushes him to level 20. Yeah, it's definitely annoying though that I've had to fight that battle repeatedly. I think probably one of the things that would be best for this game, like in terms of one of the changes they can make, I think that would help to curb some of the late game tedium stuff, is if they just made it so that losing battles was a bigger deal for the AI, that they couldn't have a new army up and running in 2 turns. Because right now they can lose whatever battles they want whenever they want. They could just throw their army at my army here, despite the fact that they know they will lose because they have lost in that exact situation several times before. And it's not going to have any effect on them. It sure does look like these clans... Are they going to go fight Bretonia? Is that their play? What on earth are they doing? Maybe, like, don't change anything for players, because for players there's already issues of, like, making money and stuff. But maybe for the AI, make it so that if they lose a battle, if they lose an army, it would like me to join their war against Clan Rictus. So they would love it if I did this for them, but I am not going to do this right now. Not right this second. I'll help you with that, I will, but not right this second. Just make it so that instead of the AI being completely limited by money on their armies, every time they start a new army, like, it gives them an army slot, sort of, right? So if they have 5 armies up, they have 5 army slots. And when they lose an army, one of those slots closes for, like, 5 turns or something. They're not allowed to start a 5th army again until that timer runs out. Something to give the... reduce the sort of endless wave effect that you have when fighting every enemy. Or maybe even make that the case for only some factions. Like, I suppose, if you were going to try to make that a flavor consideration, the Skaven would not be affected by it. Like, have the Skaven and the Greenskins, maybe, not affected by it. I suppose whatever's going on over here in the east with Kemmler's faction, too, the Barrow guys. Since, like, his whole thing is that he is the best necromancer and he can always raise more dead. So, I suppose, really, if implemented, this probably would not help us anyway. Doesn't really solve the problem I'm having, because the Skaven would certainly not be affected by it. But it's definitely a problem I've had when fighting lots of other factions in previous campaigns as well. Like, you get to a point where it's pretty obvious that the AI is not going to beat you anymore. Like, I no longer have any concern that we are going to lose the southern front of this war. But I do know that I'm going to have to fight about 1 billion more Skaven armies on the way to finishing this off. Okay, yep, there's going to be a rebellion there immediately. It is what it is. So, can't select this army for some reason. Nope, Tim Fenn is not even close to level 20 off of that. You'd think a battle like that would be worth a lot of experience, like a whole lot of experience. So what do we want to pick up on you? We could get life leeching. I don't know that that's necessarily important. And we're going to have her be a red line hero, right? Because we're having her partner focus on his magic. Or she could be a blue line hero and she could pick up lightning strike. I suppose that's a possibility. You know, a reduction in upkeep costs actually does sound pretty good right now. Alright, we'll do that. So I think this is probably where we ought to stop for now. Silostra is at full health and ready to do some real damage. Hopefully we're going to be able to wipe out these Dark Elves. Hey, remember what I said about making progress? maybe next time we make some progress down here. The northern front is going a little bit better. We've now pushed chaos out entirely, reclaimed this whole province, and I think we're going to be able to actually do some real damage over here as well. Yep, I overstepped a little bit on the progress front, but it is coming. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time. Progress. And we'll see you then.